Hi, it's Anne from the Useless Crafter. All right, I had a quick special request because she didn't know. This is for Anne, another Anne, and she just didn't know what to do. And when I was looking at it, through our chat, it looked like to me when I saw this image, I thought it was a black background with white on top. But as you can see on here, it's actually almost like a black silhouette. So this white part is just empty space. So originally I had told her, because I thought it was black and white, to grab everything and just hit weld and you would have a solid black background. But in this case, you can't. So I told her, grab this guy and go ahead and click contour and hide all contours and it should be all good. Almost. Except when I did that earlier, I was like, what is going on? It's because there's a little gap right here. If this line went straight through, you would have had the whole thing solid. So if you wanted to create this, so I'm sorry, let me go back to contour. You should always have a duplicate because when we contour, you lose everything. Whatever you do, you lose the stuff that you intentionally want to lose. But you would want the opposite color, right? So in this case, what I would do is you have an option of creating a little line right there. So I would go to, sorry, I should have brought in a shape before this. A square and a circle. Let me close this. Okay. I was bringing these two shapes because I find that that's probably the easiest thing, the most commonly used shapes. So I'm going to duplicate this because this is the one I'm going to use. So I'm just going to make a little line to go right here. So unlock it because we want to make it super skinny and super small. Because it's so small right here, I would make it a little bit smaller. Oops, sorry. I normally would want to use something curvy, but I don't think you can really see it on here. So see how that closed up the little gap right there? So grab this entire guy and weld it. So now it's closed right there. And I don't think it looks weird at all, um, in my humble opinion. So, all right, now that we have this, duplicate, well, let's see, whatever size you want it, right? So um, let's just make this one 11 and a half, as big as we can go. Um, because we're all under quarantine. I think this is for a little girl, just for extra crafts and stuff like that. So that's what's going on here. All right. So now that we have this, now when you go to, oh, duplicate. Okay, so we're going to put that guy aside. Let's grab this one and go to contour and hide all. Ta-da! So that's what happens with contour is it's basically the cutouts of everything on the inside you can get rid of. But that because it had a gap right there, there was no inside for the face, just the body, and that's why only the body blacked out. Okay, but now what you want to do is we want the white pieces, right? So let's go to contour. Let's hide the outside. So now you have the white, and let's make that, go to the color, make it white. So now when you put him over, you have the other shape. Now you can layer this on top. The reason why I like this is if you wanted to make this bigger, you would only have to slice the black because I think this white, this whole body right here is one piece, huh? I would maybe make a slice right here. And then you can make the white would lay over the black, and cover your seams. But this is just for a little girl. It's probably better that she can piece this together as one solid black background, and then all her white pieces she can place on top. So with the white, though, what you're going to want to do is, I mean, it's all on a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. normally I would tell you to, we can't ungroup this. What you would need to do is you either need to slice everything off so that you can put it on your mat efficiently. Um, or you can use contour. So with contouring, however many pieces, oh my gosh, the teeth is going to be a nightmare. Yeah. I would probably, I would probably get rid of the two small ones and only have five teeth there. That felt so awkward. So what I would do is I would go to contour because teeth is the plural of tooth. I was struggling with that. And hide those two because those are so small. And then, that doesn't look bad, right? Um, and you could do that. But let me show you really quickly. If you wanted to contour the white, so duplicate the white, right? And then for however many pieces that you have, you need that many copies of that image. So if this is, for instance, I'm not counting, but let's say this was 10 separate pieces, you need 10 images of this. And every time you go to contour, you get rid of 9 of the 10 pieces. So usually I would hide all. Let's say we want to cut that one. And then I would deselect the body because what happens is you can't hide all of it because if you hid all of it, the whole image would disappear. So one is always active. And in this case, it's easier just to do the body. And then you leave the one. So here's your one. Okay, let me duplicate another one so you can see. So that's the whole body there. And this piece is just 5.6 by 4.6. Okay, so now let's contour this one. Now we're going to hide all and it automatically defaults to one, right? We already did the body, so let's do the tail. Deselect the body. And now you're going to have just the tail. So later when you go to cut this on the mat, I mean, you could do maybe the tail like this. So it's very efficient, right? But it's just a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. So I'm not too worried about doing it. And normally I only like to save my glitter cardstock because it's more expensive. But in this case, I'd be okay with this. All right, so moving on, let's see this little guy. Now this guy, when I looked at him earlier, I thought it was going to be the same thing, but there's something else that's funky going on with him, and I'm not quite sure why I could not contour it all. Oh, I see. Okay, let me make this screen bigger so you can see what I'm talking about. It's the same thing as earlier when I was saying, if you don't have a solid outline all connected, like here, there's an open gap, that means I'm not going to be able to contour this white out because it's not enclosed. Same thing with this foot, but this foot leads all the way up to the body. So that's the problem. So let me see if there's any other gaps. Since there aren't any other gaps, I think it would be easiest to close out these two. So let's make this a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to actually do it because this is just I don't know, a funky request. Like you normally wouldn't run into this problem. So I just want to make sure that you guys are all set on how to do this. So let me grab this guy. Let's bring him up. And I would make it a little bit smaller and duplicate it because we've got two of them. And I would just, grab this and come. I mean, you can see, right? You can't tell. It's not just me seeing how wonderful my work is. All right, just kidding. Okay. All right, that one looks a little bit more obvious. Let me move it over a little bit. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, so you want to grab this whole thing, weld it, and then now contour. And let's hope I'm right. Yay. Da, 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 da. There's your black background. All right. Although you would need to, let's go back. Contour. You always make a copy, okay? So here's our copy. duplicate, then contour, hide all. So you got rid of all the white. This is your black background. And then we're going to look at this guy and we want all the white pieces. So we're going to contour, we're going to hide all, but we're going to, nope, we're going to show all. Sorry, go back to show all. Just hide the black background. So here's the white. Let's make it white. Okay, and bring him back up. Oop. Go ahead and arrange, send to the front. And oh, I don't know if I recommend making this guy. Let's see. This is all one piece. Oh, I mean, they are really big pieces, so I'd be okay with that. I don't know if we need these little pieces, so I might go to contour and just, I mean, this is just me because these are going to be hard pieces to keep track of. So I would get rid of those. Maybe even this guy. Maybe this guy. And I don't think it changes the image that much because, first of all, the original image is like, what the heck is that in the first place? I mean, it's, like some things are white, but then not the others, the other spike. So it's kind of random anyway. So I don't think um, I don't want to kill ourselves over these little details. I might even get rid of this little guy because he's a little bit small. Um, oh, the toes aren't connected. I would add some circles here and make these toenails connected with the foot because you don't want little hanging toenails. And because we've already welded the other pieces, I think I can leave you with that. Now, if you didn't size this properly, grab both items and now you can size however you want to. I have it up at 200%. That's why it looks so big. But now you can size it. So you can size it before or after, but you got to put them all back together to size it so that both pieces get big proportionately. All right. I hope that was helpful. And I hope that answered your question. I think it did, but just email me if it didn't. All right. So thank you for the working session. Now, really quickly, tomorrow I have my first Zoom craft party kind of thing because we're all under quarantine and everyone's using Zoom. I did limit it to 10 people. I think I still have 2 spaces open. So if you email me, comment that you want to join, I will send you the link to my Zoom meeting. And we're basically come with your project. And for instance, Anne could have showed up with this. I could have showed her. Everyone else could learn from it. Or maybe they could show me some other technique that they could have done. But it's, it's kind of like when I used to go to work and we would have a ton of meetings and it's just like a brainstorming session. So while I'm leading it, because I have the Zoom account, I'm hoping to learn from you guys. I've definitely learned from the comments that you post on these YouTube videos. And so I love it. I don't have a lot of crafting friends that are live in person. So I think this is a great opportunity to improve myself. And also, hopefully I can help you with your project or someone else can, or we can come up with something even more amazing than what you originally thought. So anyway, if I get a lot of interest, I will try to host this. I'd love to host this on a weekly basis. Or maybe twice a week because I'd like to do the same time every week. But I realize I am Pacific Standard Time and I have a few Australian friends that I've never met, but I want to be more accommodating. So ideally, if this works out, I would like it to be twice a week, one, with the more like US good time, and then another to accommodate like someone else in the early hours while we do evenings or something like that. All right. Have a great day. Bye, guys.